What is that?
You're called to call the club.
No, but you gotta go to Irish, bro.
No, I'm talking about him.
They're having an argument that benefits no one.
Oh, okay, go it's Indiana lost to Tennessee.
Miss Hillman, they're having
We're talking football, yeah. Football.
It's January.
they're having an argument that benefits nobody.
Yes, it does.
Who doesn't have it?
I'll be slow. Great. I'm fighting after this.
Alright, first gentlemen, 5, 4,
If I haven't said what's bad, why you always talking about it?
3,
Alright, I thought you guys always talked about
What's up?
Yeah.
2,
For us or your other class?
1. Actually, believe it or not, it's you guys. Because
It's an equality.
we're going to be working with inequalities. And I thought we would, yeah, but this time we're going to do graphing inequalities. You know, everything involves a y, x and y coordinate. No. Listen up, because F. All right, children who keep interrupting me, chill. All right, this is on graphing on one line. We're going to do very soon. We're going to take this a step further, and we're going to graph kind of close, where you start to, where you just shade in and create different whatchamacallit. So we're gonna take two lines and we're going to graph it on a coordinate plane. So it used to be, believe it or not, this is something that actually before Common Core came into play and all the other changes with the state and the math, this was actually what we're going to do in this chapter is actually something we did in pre-algebra at the advanced level at 7th grade. Because I taught this at 7th grade. Well, when they changed the lovely curriculum around from the state of Ohio and Common Core and everything else, it got bumped up here to algebra. So, it's not that tough, guys. I will tell you, it's not that tough. The Pythagorean theorem, y equals mx plus, a squared plus b squared equals c squared, that used to be 7th grade. Then they bumped it up to the blue book in 8th grade, stayed in Common Core.
I learned that last year.
Yep,
Wait.
but you were doing 8th grade material.
Yeah.
What I'm saying is things get bumped around. People think 7th grade's hard. And
It
it's
is
really
hard.
stuff that's actually been moved to 8th grade.
Miss Hillman, I don't know if this is right because it's been a whole year since I've done math, so haven't done math since last year. So.
I'm not done math.
Got it. Yes.
Who were you trying to fix?
Go.
What were you trying to fix?
It was Jan.
Oh.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, couple of things here. First off, your tests have been graded. There's
When you divide or multiply. Sorry.
And you had to interrupt me.
Well, it was very urgent.
Again. Obviously the interruption, if it's justifiable, it must be okay. Okay. Anyhow, your tests have been graded. I have not have them recorded. I just added them up. As you know, I like to sit and grade them all at once and then grade all of them in the back, and then I go back and I check and I make sure that the points are put together so I can be as consistent as I can when I put the pluses and minuses on. It was worth about 52 points. Well, I can tell you that, let me see if I can find it. Yep. I can tell you that Here it is. This is my answer key that I use to work off of to give you your answers. It is, I don't care because you've had 2 weeks, so I get it. Alright, so I'm gonna be very, you can't like memorize answers, but you can kind of get a clue. Alright, these you can see where are worth 5 points. You can see where these are worth 5 points. So if you blew, and folks, if you blew this major like this step, I mean, let's face it, this is 8th grade finding slope. Okay, so if you blew the slope, that's a small minor thing. But if you blew this big thing and you've got like plus or minus -2 or 5 or something, I took 3 points off. Because that was kind of heavy. You see how I kind of weighted it to try and not blow the whole problem. And then this one, the only thing I will say, so 5 points on the front, 2 and 3, 3 and 2 here because those should have been easy. This one right here, I will tell you, as far as the question goes, with the graphing, well, I'm trying to get where I need to be. The only thing I'm going to say, guys, is that this should have been a rough, because when you draw a line of best fit, you cannot just pick 2 numbers and find slope. That defeats the whole purpose of a line of best fit. Can we agree on that one?
I agree.
So, if you gambled, listen up, and if you gambled and you chose to do 2 points, and it doesn't look close to mine, I'm not going to let you get away with it. Does everybody hear me on that one? Does that sound fair? So, heads up, it was only worth 1 point, not a major, shouldn't bust your grade over it, but please understand, guys, the whole purpose of line of best fit is the fact that you are using that line to create this, okay? And I said roughly because obviously there is that possibility that yours could be a little bit off. But if you gambled and said, all right, and some of you did, 10, 1 over 10, or 10 over 1, that's a problem. Okay? Because that tells me where you got the 10. Because you didn't work off the line. Yeah? Okay? Not a major brain strainer, but definitely one that it won't break the grade. It adds up to 20 to 53. I gotta double check that because I did that pretty fast, but that's what's going on there. And then this guy, this one was the one that got you, most people in trouble was this one. There was a few that got you here, but this one got you. Okay? So, so you've seen the test already, you kind of have an idea. I know it's been 2 weeks. Yeah, it's been almost 3 weeks since you've seen it, but once those tests get made up, they were very good. There was 100, so there were A's. Nobody go getting all worked up, okay? So, overall, guys, you did a really good job, which is the whole purpose of what I was trying to do so that we didn't have to come back today and all of a sudden have to relearn everything and get frustrated, okay? The next thing is that second quarter ends next Monday. I am planning to do I've been debating about it, and I think it's a good idea. For your sake, you are taking an algebra class. It is high school credit. I'm gonna probably give you a final of some sort, just one class worth final of the whole entire year. Up till now. It shouldn't be a problem. It's the same stuff. And you guys have 2 chapters in your notebook already from when we started gluing and putting them into your spiral notebook, and whatchamacallit, composition book has all the problems and examples from day one, okay? I know you wanna grumble, but here's the reality. It is a high school class. There are students in Ohio that are taking algebra at 8th grade and who are taking exams, okay? And if you're taking a high school class, you should be probably matching up with the high school teachers and students. And I would much rather you see a good old-fashioned exam at 8th grade and know what you're getting into than to go up in geometry and all of a sudden show up at a geometry exam in January and be like, I've never studied for an exam for geometry or any math test. Geometry's rough, and all of a sudden you're struggling to do well. Does that make sense so far? Your GPA, let me be clear here. Your algebra class right here, you get the credit. The GPA, the grade does not count. So, I would much rather you get an idea than see what it's like, because when you go up to freshman year of high school and you're teaching geometry and you get a C, you're gonna be like, I've never done this before. Whereas now, when you go up there, you'll be like, I know I don't want to get a C, and I know how much time and energy and effort I need to put into this to get a good grade. Making sense here? I know you don't like it, but I would much rather, as I said before, I would much rather you see the time and the energy that has to go into it for an A-B and what it takes to take a final exam, semester exam, than to go up there and be totally like, really? Never seen it before. I had no idea. Yeah? Now, how am I gonna do this? It's gonna be the SLO from the beginning of the year. The first semester of the SLO. You won't have to with me.
Thank you.
All good.
So,
Less stress on us at the end of the year.
So, I'll just break it up into two parts and act like it's high school. You're up at the freshman building. You would be a freshman student taking this, and we can make sure that you get that practice in. Okay?
Well, how do you think don't get sugar?
I will eventually track you down and you can sit and do it. Just like you would have
He
to.
hangs out in Mr. Bolzer's ceremony.
I know.
Uh-oh.
I know where his schedule is, so I can come up, well, I know where you guys are, majority of you are in fifth period with Mr. Bolzer. Cause I hear you through the walls.
Oh, yeah.
Cause you're a big class. And bigger classes are noisier.
We're very quiet.
Huh?
We are a very quiet class.
Yeah, very.
Oh, this class is not the class, this is not the class where you ignore.
This class is so quiet.
Liam is a loud student in your fifth bell. We can hear him all the way over there. And when we're in here, we can hear him from in there.
I would safely say, because I've taught every subject. I haven't taught social studies at 7th and 8th grade, but I've taught the other subjects at 7th and 8th grade. And I will tell you that algebra at 8th grade is the one class you've got to have a quiet class to focus. You can kind of roll with the other classes and kind of pick up, kind of slide. I've said it before, algebra is a slide. It's let you eat it first, let it go, and ride it out. But then you need to be focused right?
Yeah, I feel like it would, well, it's like the end of the day, it's the end of the day, it's like, it should be like our fourth period class where we've already had one class to wake
And
us
now
up.
it makes sense why this woman was so strict the first month and a half to try to get you guys in order. Because I was not in any way going to fight you the whole year. It was much easier to have a good structure in the very beginning and drive it out. And now you know, versus learning the hard way. All right, guys, this is not going to take too long. minus 4. M happens to be greater than 5. This happens to be open. And we are going this direction. Still talking. Still talking. Not fast and talking. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Let's go to this guy. We have plus 16, plus 16. I have 4K over here. It is less than K plus 18 minus K minus K. 3K is now less than 18. Divide by 3, divide by 3. K is less than 6. All right, this one's a little bit more. As you know, I don't like negative variables, and I made that clear to you guys how you can get away with it if you're flexible.
Yeah, negative. It is negative.
Yep. Just the negative.
Oh, yeah.
And you guys wonder why I did this. Good to know that teacher last year taught you that.
Hey, I wonder who the teacher was last year.
Oh, I feel asleep.
What?
I was asleep the entire time.
No.
I learned about that.
That literally explains me in science.
Alright. And there you go, folks. You're done. Alright, next
Inside I
thing.
know.
Alright.
I haven't paid attention in that class at all because I
No
was too
problem.
focused on
Let's get
getting
it
other
out.
classes. And then that class is going to go down, so I have to focus on that class, and then all the other classes are going to go down again. It's an endless paradox. Now I know how McDonald's employees feel after every time their ice cream is I need to get my notebook. Can I get my notebook?
We're doing notebook check.
Whoa, we're doing a notebook check?
Got a new car, it's dude, that is my new iPad. It's
Oh, my notebook.
Hi, Dr.